Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to go over the skills and passives of the Werewolf. Keep in mind this is PTS week 1 and we might and will probably see some changes. I will do a very detailed guide once Wolfhunter goes live. But first I obviously need to know if there are more changes or not. Devour got changed a little bit. Previously you had to devour the full duration to actually get anything back. In PvE, that was a big problem because dead people could teleport back to their keeps and then you didn't get anything. Now, this got solved, so if a person teleports away after 1 or 2 seconds, you still get that duration worth of devouring. Pursuit, movement speed and increased stamina restoration on heavy attacks, which is very nice. Werewolf abilities are freaking expensive, so you really need that. Blood Rage. When you deal damage, well, you don't necessarily need it because light attacks hit so hard, but anyway. Blood Rage, while you're in werewolf form, like always, when you deal damage, the duration of your werewolf transformation is increased by 4 seconds. This effect can occur once every 5 seconds. Before, you used to get time when you get damage, but now when you do damage. I do hope they will change that around so you, it procs both on dealing and receiving damage. That would be best. But it's definitely improvement, especially in PvE. Blood Moon. Well, if you have that, you can bite somebody. Savage Strength. This is a very strong passive. Increases your weapon damage by 18%. Especially if you have high weapon damage. Like Werewolf has strong bleeds, just the abilities hit really hard. So this really helps boost the damage. Then also increases spell and physical resistance by 10,000 while you're transformed. That's why werewolves are so tanky. Previously, this was included in the ultimate. Now it's moved down here. And here reduces the cost remaining in your werewolf transformation by 20% for each transformed werewolf in your group, including yourself, up to a maximum of 80%. So what this basically means is if you have several werewolves in your group, you can stay in werewolf forever. Now, the ultimate. Obviously, it's very expensive to transform 300 ulti points, but that's not that big of a deal. To be honest, I actually don't mind the high cost, because once you're in Werewolf, you can stay there for quite a while. There's 2 morphs. Pack Leader. Summon 2 direwolves. While transformed, if killed, they return after 16 seconds. And while slaughtered, your stamina recovery is increased by 15%. That's also in the other morph, but you get dire wolves on the pack leader. They seem to be buffed in the Wolfhunter patch, so even DPS wise in PvE, you get more damage with this morph than with this actually. But we will see if that remains the same. Then here, you get increases damage of the light attack bleed. Very strong in PvP because bleeds ignore resistances. So it's very dangerous even dangerous for heavy armored targets. But then again, if the dire wolves remain that strong, because you also get the bleed here. Here it just does more damage. That's the thing. Those are those 2 morphs. And pounce. These additional damage to other nearby enemies. The kind of splash damage. Feral pounce. Pouncing from at least 10 meters away adds additional duration to your werewolf transformation. So yeah, I don't think this is that much needed anymore because they changed how we gain time. So this might actually be the more interesting morph in the Wolfhunter DLC. I will also do werewolf builds, don't worry. Then, Hircine's Bounty. Invoke the Hunter Blessing, healing you for 45% of your max health. This also got changed. Now it scales off your max health. But this can be, I don't know, a very strong or bad change. It kind of kills variety a little bit, because now werewolves already hit like trucks. So you just can wear a set like Plague Doctor and sit at like 30k health and barely lose any damage, but your heal gets so much stronger. That's probably what most people will run around with when you see them in Werewolf. Like, they will have like 30k health or more. Then here Sin's Rage increases your weapon damage by 20%, so it's just major brutality. Here Sin's Fortitude increases healing down, so you can get even a stronger heal. This is your only access to actually major brutality as of now, except through potions, obviously. So yeah, but I do think running this with a potion that gives major brutality will be better. But anyway, I mostly use werewolves to burst enemies down, but that actually might change depending on what sets we wear now. So yeah, we will see how that goes. Then we have Roar. Roar with Blood Rush to terrify up to 6 nearby enemies, fearing them for 3.3 seconds. This used to be a 1 second cast time, now it's instant cast. And it fears up to 6 targets. So that's quite freaking strong actually. Roar with Blood Frost, yeah, this one sets enemies off balance. Off balance is a very strong tool. I do have a status effect on my website article, so if you want to know about all CC stuns and so on, just disabling effects, make sure to go check it out. Deafening Roar, I will put it in the description, the link. Reduces enemies' physical resistance, so this is only useful if you don't have anybody else that actually can reduce the enemy's armor as physical resistance. But other than that, I think the off-balance thingy is more useful. Piercing Hole of... So the base morph just is basically an instant wrecking blow. This has 13k damage. 13k, so it's basically the same damage, just this has a 1 second cast time. And this here is instant. Hole of Despair grants a synergy to allies that increases their damage done with light attacks. So you have Feeding Frenzy, which grants them unlimited use of Empower for 5 seconds, increasing their damage done with light attacks by 40%. Werewolves can now activate synergies, so you can boost your light attacks even further, especially in combination with the Blood Moon check. You know, okay, this is about to proc, you activate the synergy here and your light attacks will go completely nuts. Agony deals more damage to enemies that are feared. So I previously always used this. I was fearing enemy, then I used Agony, and most of them just insta rip because it deals so much damage. However, this used to stun. Now they took away the stun. I'm not sure if I like that, but let's see. That's the biggest problem I actually saw. Well, you have the fear, right? But targets running away, Hole was really good. You could like, it has a 10-meter range, so you could when they were running away, you could shoot the hole and it stunned them, so they couldn't run away. Now we don't have that anymore, but we will see. Infectious Claws, so this is a damage over time effect, disease damage. Then we have Claws of Anguish, afflicts enemies with major defile. So it reduces their healing received. Very strong. And then we have Claws of Life. Heals you for a percentage of the disease damage done. I usually prefer this morph. When you hit 3 enemies at the same time with this, it gives you so much healing. Because from every player you will get half the damage back as healing. Yeah, that's more or less just a quick overview over the things here. Once again, I'm pretty sure some stuff will change. I will do a very detailed guide once Wolfhunter goes live, and I will also do a few werewolf builds. I already do have one on my website, the Stemsorg PvP build. I will put it into the description as well, and then again I will try to do some PvE and PvP builds, and I'm also working on actually a Wolfhunter build. So we have kind of both. Keep in mind, werewolves are kind of vulnerable to poison damage, so you always have to be careful about that. Anyway, make sure to not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.